Welcome to the Borowski Doodles podcast. It's your boy Kiko Flow, Kiko Cervantes, in the hizzle, in la casa. And I'm with your main guys, your main people. You know who they are. He's Adrian, known as Fear in the streets. You don't want to fuck with him. I'm telling you, Miami-Dade is in lock because of this guy. And we got DJ BJ. Have you been to a rave where it's underground and you think things are getting a little bit out of control? Maybe the guy playing the records is DJ BJ, okay? So keep an eye out there, okay? And yeah, the play on words is on purpose. So today we got some nice topics because we have actually a Q&A. We have some questions for the Broski Doodles that have been sent by the listeners and the different people that are associated with the podcast, and we wanted to, ask them to our crew, and not really give them too much time to, process this. I want them to be on the fly.
I want to listen to this.
All right, cool.
The first one that I want to bring here to you guys is: do you want neighbors as friends or as acquaintances, or as something else maybe? Someone who you pretty much don't even talk to. What is your take on this matter?
Shit. I want my neighbor to give me some milk and cookies. You already know.
The laugh following made it even more like, are you really talking about cookies here? I don't even know.
You already know.
Are you just like
John?
Are you just like doing the gangster laugh where you're confusing people? Where you're like crazy man, what's that?
No.
High pitch at the end.
I mean, ideally, I would say you'd want to get to know your neighbors, because you don't really know who you're living next to nowadays. You could be living next to a serial killer and you don't know it.
You could be living next to John.
You could be living next to me, and bet money you'll get those milk and cookies. My name is DJ BJ for a reason. Oh.
No, we'll cut this. We'll cut this.
Please, I don't want anyone living next to me for like a 5-mile radius.
Okay, so tell me, Adrian. Adrian looking out the window, looking at his neighbor like, you little motherfucker.
No, man, neighbors are annoying. Ideally, my ideal situation is one day go to a plot of land that's being developed and everybody from the family, the different clans of the family, move in all next to each other. The Hernandez in one crib, me in the other crib, John in another crib, Mejias, and we own the neighborhood, and that'd be perfect. Nice. Setup.
What's ideal if you don't get that? Like, what's the ideal neighbor? Do you want somebody that you're friends with, or someone that you're just an acquaintance with? Hello. If you see them out in the yard, you're like, hello, have a good day, and that's it.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's how I treat them. I don't know if that's a good thing, but that's
okay. And what's the annoying part?
The annoying part is all the noise that they make. Like, I have a neighbor now that her fucking dog at all hours of the day, 6 a.m, 12 o'clock at night, is just barking nonstop. And then sometimes it starts crying and you don't know what the hell's going on.
Damn.
And then the neighbor comes out and starts yelling at the dog, and it's like, yo, it's a fucking huge scandal going on.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're talking about here disturbances from neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, DJ Beachcakes?
I didn't think about that part because I'm usually the one causing the disturbance.
Right. You do look like the type that'd be fucking up the neighborhood.
Yeah, like I used to have like a drum set, and I would play. Obviously, I know there's certain times I wouldn't start until like 11 a.m. And then
I thought he was gonna say PM.
And then I would stop at like 6 p.m. because I know that those things are loud and not everybody likes them. And there is technically a noise ordinance in the city of Miami. Once after 12 o'clock, you gotta stop making an extreme amount of noise. So that I could see where it would be a problem with the neighbors if I like to party and like have parties late at night and they're constantly calling the cops on me type shit.
Right. Do you like to party?
I mean,
that's Broski Doodle's lingo.
Do I really have to say anything? Like, come on, bro.
Okay, no, he parties.
DJ.
And by the way, is that a Cobra Kai shirt you have on?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Strike first, strike hard.
Repping it.
Repping it, mate. I'm repping it, ain't it? Ain't it?
Yeah. I don't know, man. I've only heard problems from people living in apartments too. Like
the thing is, like in Spain, you don't really have the chance to live in houses. So you live in apartments that are very thin. Like I'm pretty sure my neighbor is hearing my podcast right now, and he might one day.
Not by choice.
Yeah, one day maybe take revenge. But imagine you guys are talking about noise complaints and you live in houses.
Do you think he's the one that put the question? Like your neighbor?
He might have. I think right now I have a situation that is kind of good where like if I see him, I say hi, and then that's it. I wouldn't want a neighbor that feels comfortable coming to my door and asking me for salt. Like whatever that trope is, whenever that shit happened in the past, I wouldn't like that shit. Like if somebody comes asking for like salt or sugar to my door, I'm like, yo, you need to go like to a psychologist, get some help, maybe be internized on some sort of institution. That is fucking creepy.
I think that happens once you're already friends. So you're not just going up to random houses.
Yeah.
Just because of proximity.
Yeah, in today's world that'd be weird. But I guess I just use this as an example. I'm just saying like there's no reason why you should have to come talk to me unless it has to do with like, hey, we have a little group, so like we announce if we see anything weird type shit or maybe something like that, like maybe like a neighborhood watch, something like that. But other than that, like I don't want to be your friend or anything, because this is the thing. It's sort of like don't shit where you eat or don't eat where you shit. You're gonna mix shit up. Like you're gonna have to see these people regardless for long periods of time because they're gonna be there. So you don't want to fuck it up. And if you're friends, you want to be friends, and then some shit doesn't play out, then now you have like a conflict there. It's better to just keep them at a distance. That's how I
see. This is where I guess I'd have to butt in and say that I disagree with that. I have had situations like that where my front neighbor, an old lady, I went over to her house because she needed some help, and she's cooking.
With what?
She's cooking.
Talk real for you, boy.
She's cooking.
She needed cooking.
And she's like, "Oh my god, I ran out of tomatoes."
Let me bend down real quick and get it under the thing.
Would your mom happen to have an extra tomato that she could let me borrow? And of course, like I had to as I think it has to do with the upbringing that I have a more like I guess conservative upbringing. My mom immediately said, "Yeah, of course, you can have a tomato." And then the reverse happened where we needed an onion. So we went to ask the lady, "Oh, do you happen to have an onion?" Like, yeah, she gave me an onion. Like there's like a camaraderie almost.
And what's the conservative bit here?
That's kind of like an old school thing. Like that's like an old school thing.
Traditional.
Traditional, yeah. That where you are friends with your neighbors. You talk to them. Sometimes if you're in need, like one time, I think it was 2019, we didn't have like any protection from hurricanes, and there was like a hurricane coming, and we actually had to go because the stores were closed. We had to go to our neighbor to ask them to borrow like nails to put up these pieces of wood that my company had given us for free to put up on our windows to protect us from a hurricane. And I never forget that they not only did they give us the nails, they came over and they helped us put up the wood and shit.
And they nailed you to the fucking wall.
And then the milk and cookies came afterwards. Yeah, definitely.
He nailed his wife, huh?
Okay, so on this one, John is more like he wants to have tight relationships.
But you can do that and be an acquaintance. You don't got to be like really close friends.
No, that's true. That's true. You don't have to.
John wants to know
You don't have to be
on with
close
your life?
friends, but it helps. It helps.
Okay. Well,
It
that's
helps. It helps make that more easily possible. That
It's a
whole
good survival
give and take.
strategy.
Yes.
no. I think.
Yeah. Give
I
me a
think that's
sec.
cool. I think that's cool.
Yeah, it definitely helps, and I think what you were saying is important. Having like a community watch. So I just at least have that. It's just like, hey, I'm gonna be gone this week. Can you help me out here? Well, I guess that only comes because we do that sometimes. When we leave for vacation, we'll ask the neighbor, like, hey, look, can you just make sure that everything is cool here?
Okay.
If you see any suspicious activity, just give us a call. If there's a fire, you can call on our behalf, that sort of thing. So maybe it makes sense to have one friend in the neighborhood.
No, I guess it helps. I guess it helps. I mean, ideally. Well, I mean, ideally, like you said, you have your neighbor be like a family member, not the annoying aunt, like a cool cousin.
Yeah, no, it's selective. It's
Yeah,
not just family because family. It's
yeah. You gotta have
within the family. We refine it even further.
Yeah, boom, boom, boom. You do the filter, like it's a filtering. It's a discrimination tool that we use. It is. I mean, but you're discriminating on how compatible you are. But yeah, that's better, right? And then you're like, oh, what's up? Everything happened here. I mean, I think that's how the Mormons did it. I mean, if you look at it, it's pretty smart. The Mormons pretty much said like, okay, we're all gonna be neighbors of our own like people from the church. This way, we can all have 6 wives and nobody reports on any of them.
We can all share wives.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day,
it's community wives.
It's community. It's community. Okay, no, I like the idea. I think John is a little more tighter. We're a little more out, but it's also good to keep like some sort of connection so that, like if one of the older ladies in the place needs help with something, that it's good to be able to help. Like you need tomatoes, you need cookies and milk. John comes through. Like you want to be able to have those things. All right, I'm gonna move to the next question here. To the broski doodles, and I mean, I don't know if this is the case, but to me, when this question was sent in, it did feel a little bit like it was directed to Adrian more than anyone. But obviously, we're all gonna put in our tip here. And the question is the hair transplant the boob job for women?
Oh my goodness! Damn. Was that your neighbor?
Who's asking these questions? Nah, I think it's different, dude, because women need their looks, right? Like that's what separates the girls from the women.
Okay.
The 7s from the 8s, the 9s from the 10s. So they kind of need that. As a guy, I think it's fine to be bald. Nowadays, that's a look. Some women even have that type where they want a bald guy.
Right.
So I don't think it's the same, and I don't think women. Are you asking like the judgment that you'll get for getting a hair transplant?
No, I'm saying like the same way we view, or the same way you might view a girl getting her boobs done, is the same way that you see a guy getting his hair transplant. Or are you? I mean, from what you're saying, it seems that you're more inclined to say, no, a guy shouldn't have to get it. A girl is more understandable if they get it, which says a lot about you and where you were raised, of course.
and once again, this is a question that you got from a viewer, like a comment, like, okay, just like not you, right? Just from like a comment viewer kind of scenario, right? Okay. So the hair transplant, people do it for aesthetic reasons, not for because it's necessary. I guess to increase your chances of mating.
Yeah.
Like why get the transplant done?
The boob or the hair?
The boob or the hair?
The boob isn't a transplant. The hair is right.
Well, okay, but it is a procedure.
It's an operation. Yeah. And the same thing. It's aesthetic. It's not really like you don't need to get a boob job. You do it because you want to.
I mean, well, based on Adrian's description, it's kind of like it's a given.
Like it's a necessary evil.
I guess it's just more understandable for a woman to want to get one because they prioritize looks. and looking
Okay,
good.
so what you're saying is like, what he's trying to say is that not getting the boob job for certain women will hurt them more than what most guys will be hurt by just simply being bald and rocking it diesel style.
Yeah, maybe I'm biased because I'm bald, but
Okay.
I think so. And I don't know how. I guess we'd have to have a girl answer that. Like, how does she feel about a guy getting a hair transplant? Like, are you not secure enough with your bald head that you needed to get a hair transplant?
Right.
Or
Right.
do
That
they
is
feel
a
some
that is
type of
true.
way about going under the knife to adjust their looks?
Right. That is true.
But at the end of the day, are you doing it for somebody else, or are you doing it for yourself? Like, are you doing the boob job because you don't feel good about yourself not having boobs, or are you doing the boob job because you want other people to look at you and be like, oh my god, I like her boobs or whatever like that? I don't know.
I think it has to be a combination of both things, right? On any scenario that we talk about doing some adjustments, physical. It's like part of you wants to look better for your own sakes, for your own, self-esteem, and part of you also wants others to look at you better, right? I mean, now the degree to how much you have each of those depends on your personality, the way you look at life and shit. But it's a combination of those two things, I think. I don't know. I mean, I ask Adrian because obviously he rocks the sexy Vin Diesel look, and to me, and knock on wood, thankfully my hair is good for now. So I always want to ask other people because it seems like today it's like what Adrian's saying is like it's almost like it's been normalized, like if you rock it, you rock it. I mean, I will say there might be certain types of faces that the bald look is might be weird on them, but if you look at Adrian's Instagram, I mean, this guy, is sexy dad, you know what I mean?
I wish he was my neighbor.
I heard they were gonna get him for Fast and Furious 13 and shit. So okay.
I think, yeah, in essence, I think it's just more frowned upon for a guy to get any procedure done.
True.
Whether it be hair, whether it be any sort of transplant. I don't know if a more apples to apples comparison is like a guy getting penis enlargement.
Yeah, I think that one is like not only will might be frowned upon by some girls, but that's like crazy. It's like I'm gonna risk it. I mean, unless you have like nothing, right? But it's like I'm gonna risk this shit never working again
for an extra inch or two.
Yeah, for like an extra inches. Like, dude, you know what I mean? That's crazy. That's crazy. But I think what you're saying might be right. I think for guys, it's a little bit more not accepted. Like if you get things done. And also the bald look today, I don't think it's the same as it was 30 years ago. I think today
30 years ago it was like a sign of weakness.
Yeah.
Like my dad would like rock a comb over. Like he was clearly bald, but he had like long strands and then he just put it over and it's like
that's the worst. That's the worst.
Get rid of that, let it go.
Yeah,
not coming back.
Yeah.
Thanks.
All right, so let's move to the next question. This one again might have been directed to Adrian, but obviously the Brosky Doodles.
God damn, who's this person going after Adrian?
Are some ages too young or too old to have kids?
I think on both ends of the spectrum.
All right, give me what's your little meter
elevator pitch.
Yeah,
I don't think you should be having kids when you're 17 like I did, because you're still trying to figure it out. I was still going through college, still trying to maneuver my way. Luckily, I had a great support system, so I was able to finish school and provide a nice life for the oldest son. But it is tough, and it puts yourself in a very hard predicament financially, and also you don't get to have the same experience that everybody else does at that young age, where you're going to college and living that college life, and then still being young, being able to travel and do all that stuff. You get restricted a whole lot. You immediately get thrown into your 30s.
Right.
30s and divorced at 17.
Right. That's I think that's an MTV show that's gonna come out.
So in that regard, it's tough. It's tough, and I think on the other side of the spectrum too, it's also difficult. but just different type of problems. I would imagine you're set financially, you have everything figured out, but like you can't really interact with your
You
kid
don't
the
have
same
the
way.
energy, also, right?
Yeah, you don't play sports with them. You don't know what the lingo's going on. You're like a completely different world.
Right. Like in your case, you're almost like, you're there. You're clapping cheeks. You don't cap. You're with
Yeah.
them. You're.
Right.
But also,
Play.
of course, like you said, that also brings its other like pros and cons. What do you think is sort of like the age on the top side that you shouldn't? After that, maybe you just get a dog and you know
Call it a day.
move to North
Yeah, I think
Carolina.
once you're starting to pass 40, it gets rough because at 40, you're starting to have a kid, and that's fine because you're still like kind of at the peak of your life. But then once the kid is getting older, 5 years, 45. The kid's 10 in elementary school, you're 50. So that's you started to get on the old side of things. And by the time the kid graduates high school, you're 58. And it's like you're starting to go on the decline, and they're starting to come up. So it's like
Right.
a very big age disparity there.
Right. You're paying your monthly payments for your coffin, and they're starting to go to community college.
Right. They're taking out a life insurance for you.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm the type that wants to have kids, and yeah, I gotta hurry, but I don't have that little social bullshit. Like, you gotta do. It's like it's also for what Adrian say. You want to have the energy. You want to be there. You want to have the lingos. You want to still be in the South. You don't want to get lost in the South, but you want to be fucking in the South. You know what I mean?
You're the sugar in the sauce.
Yeah. Knows Jones. John knows exactly what I mean. He likes to give out cookies. All right, let me go.
John has plenty of sugar in his house. He still asks all his neighbors.
DJ, do you want to add something to the question?
Hey, imagine just me having like a stockpile of like sugar and salt for when they come over and shit. I think the earliest probably be like 10 years old. That's the earliest that's ever been recorded. But yeah, like it's hard.
Okay.
No, it's good. It's good. There's different perspectives, and that's what the Broski Doodles is all about.
Not that I agree with it. I was saying that the earliest that I've ever read about, I think it was like 10 or 9.
So I was late in the game.
You're a little late there, yeah. Shit. Too early and you lose out on life, and too late you lose out on their life.
I'm gonna go kill myself. Start again.
That was real. Oh, that's true. No, but that was a nice little line. Too young, you miss out on your life. Too old, you miss out on their life.
Man, yeah, it's a good way to
Did you like it? Is that like a poem you're writing, or?
It's a haiku. Oh man. But this definitely was directed more towards Adrian. I can see how
Okay.
But no, it's it doesn't matter when you have the children. It just matters that when you do have them, that you give them your love and your support, and you make sure you bring up to the best of your ability your children to be good, upstanding human beings.
Fuck.
Thanks. That was deep.
That was deep.
Yeah, I think best case scenario would be like if you're young and like you already have it made, you've made a ton of money off of crypto.
Mm-hmm.
You can enjoy the splendors of your wealth with the little one and still be young, and you don't have to worry about any financial struggles. Man, if I was rich, I'll keep having kids, no problem. I was an NBA player.
Question real quick. If you had the funds, you would?
Yeah. If I had funds and a wife and do it right, yeah, well, I would have another like 2.
Okay, so you're sort of like you're a little seed spreader, right? You're more like the Genghis Khan type shit. Like,
right.
Let me try to get like a fucking empire. Okay.
That's another thing I wanted to. That's another thing that I wanted to bring up was that what's limiting us is the money, because people I've heard of men having babies at 60 and 65, but realistically
That's
just
selfish as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's the wife is like 25 years old and she's just rearing the child and they're just there.
And that sperm is old.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily the best one, the best quality.
No, it isn't.
But theoretically, you could still, as a man, have a child at that age. As a woman, it becomes a problem after the age of 35. Like after the age of 35, the quality starts declining, and you become more susceptible to producing children with disabilities, with trisomy 21, with different health issues arise.
Okay.
And so yeah, in that regard, females don't really have a choice. Whenever they can, they'll get them.
Females have a smaller window.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a little more unfair on the women's side. It also is a lot more investment on their side, how much it takes on their body and also on their responsibility. Because at the end of the day, even though the father, I think, should be equally as responsible, and at least when we see a lot in our countries, in Latin America, you see a lot, the mother be a lot stronger on the taking care of the kids side and making sure that they're good.
Mm-hmm.
Not to say that the dads don't go out there and get the bread, but some other dads are pieces of shit that don't do shit, you know. So,
but they get the bread.
Yeah, but like I said, they don't even do the bread. All right,
that's true.
Next question: if you cannot deal with stress constantly, you will not achieve success. Is that a true statement coming from one of the listeners?
Is that a fact or is that cap?
Right. Okay. That's like a segment we could do.
Factor cap.
First, you got to define stress. What exactly do we mean by stress? In the workplace? At home? What type of stress are we talking about? Stress at work? I would think that you do need stress. I think it propels you to move forward. Because if everything is easy going, you don't really know, I don't know what to aim for.
You need to slay your dragons. Peterson could come in this question. Stress? We gotta first define stress.
It is useful, right? It gets your engines going. That nice little hit of cortisol. Gets your blood pumping. You're like, shit, I got this to do. I got to do this, and this, and this. It helps you set your priority list, and it moves you to start attacking them. Because if everything is easy going and you get on like island time and you're like, bro, I don't give a fuck, dude, then I don't think you will reach that level of success because you don't have that drive.
Okay, makes sense. Okay.
So in this case, fact, in my opinion.
Okay. DJ?
Definitely facts. I think when you get too comfortable in a certain situation, you feel like you don't have the necessity to grow or to change to accommodate the situation. So it's not that you won't achieve success, but you'll be complacent with where you're at and what you're doing and the moment in time. So the stress, the making your situation uncomfortable, the uneasiness, like not being able to have enough money for by the end of your paycheck, not having enough time to spend with your kids or to do whatever you want to do, that drives you to want to better yourself so that you don't have to be so many hours at work. You don't have to be counting change in your couch to try to buy like a gallon of milk for your family type shit, because your work is not paying you enough because of the fact that you don't have an education per se. So the stress forces you to leave your comfort zone and make changes to better yourself. Or you just let the stress consume you and you spend years doing the same thing over and over. And then one day you just wake up and you explode. And it's kind of similar to the situations that are happening in the real world at this time.
Okay. Now, That sounds crazy. I agree with you. I wasn't really sure on this at the beginning, but it is true now when you mention it that with this stress, it's sort of like what tells you, okay, yeah, it's stressful to be in a situation you're in. What are the things I need to do so that I'm in a more comfortable position? And yeah, it makes sense that that is the main driver to get you to fucking, do things. I also think that a lot of the mental issues and the health problems we have arise from stress too. So it's a force that drives you to improve, but it's also important to manage it well. I don't think I manage it perfectly, and I think it's important to manage it well if you wanna not explode, bro. Like the Matthew McConaughey, you'll implode scene on Wolf of Wall Street. Okay. I like that. And the next question I have, which might have to be linked later to a movie review, is what are your thoughts on organ farming? Like we've seen on certain movies, like The Repo Man. The Island is, I think, another movie where they have, maybe I'm wrong, but I think they have like people that they clone and they just have them there so that when the other person needs like a transplant, we can watch that one too. What are your thoughts on this? Like, what if we get to the point where we're able to farm humans, maybe clone them with your own DNA, and they can give you an organ if you need it, if you're rich enough and you can pay for those type of facilities and services?
This is one of the questions that always comes up with cloning. Is cloning a person and successfully cloning a person, creating a person in an individual, does that person exist as their own entity, or are they your property?
Do they have a consciousness? I guess it all depends. Or like, do they get AI encrypted into them and then they think that they have feelings?
No, this is an exact copy of you. So it has a brain, it has lungs, it has your entire, like, it's you, just a copy.
In the movie The Repo Man, this isn't the case, right? Because the organs are like made out of like machines, right? And pieces of, right?
Right. No, in the case of Repo Man, we've advanced in technology to the point where we can create the organs.
Okay.
In the island, you create a copy of yourself. Mm-hmm. You let them live on the island for a bit, but once you need them, then they get terminated and they get harvested.
Yeah, that's a nice way to look at it. In the movie, you obviously see that they do have a consciousness and they always have their own little things going, right? And I think that's with Scarlett Johansson, that movie, and that other fella from Big Fish. What are your thoughts on it? No, not Jude Law. The guy from Big Fish. Mm-hmm. Would you support this? Like, let's say, look, hi, John, we're calling you from Biodemics, and we have a package we wanted to offer you. We're going to clone you. Have a body ready for any organ transplant, any problems that arise from your health. It's just $100 a month. All you need to do is come, you give us a few blood tests so that we can get the DNA correct, and we'll harvest the human that will have everything ready for you. Are you down for this? You're going to be fixed if shit goes wrong in the future.
You're harvesting what now?
A human.
A human? What do you mean? Like you have a human that you created?
Yeah, like a clone.
So you're cloning me.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? Mm-hmm. Oh, no, thanks.
No. If I may step in here for my colleague, Carlos, I don't think he's selling the package quite correctly and convincing you as to the advancements in technology that we're achieving here. Let's take, for example, in 20 years, one of your kidneys give out, John.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what the life expectancy is after losing a kidney?
No?
Zero, John. Zero.
And then let's say your liver fails. And what then, John? Don't you have a family? Have kids, John? Want to see them grow old? All right. Well, if you want to live to see your kids, wouldn't it be great to have a clone?
Aggressive salesman.
Yeah, but you're saying 20 years down the line, I lose my kidney, right? I'm not saying you're not saying that I'm gonna lose my kidney right now.
No.
Right, but you never know what could happen. And you want to start investing in your future, don't you, John? You're a smart guy.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm also human. Like, So yeah, my life expectancy would be extended, but the clone's life expectancy would be what, 10 years, 5 years?
Hey, okay, John.
However long it takes you to
John, sorry that I interrupt here. No, sorry that I interrupt. I understand you're a little concerned about the clones' well-being, but what about your well-being? What about your kids? Who's taking care of their well-being? Who's gonna be there when you're not
start
there?
investing now for $100 a month, John, or when your kidneys fail, then you're gonna have to pay $30,000 for a new kidney. So
yeah.
Oh man.
It's okay. It's okay.
No, it's okay. I get it.
Your wife signed up for this, so I guess she's gonna outlive you, John.
I know other parents that didn't sign up for this, and unfortunately, they left their kids, with nothing. They ended up becoming drug addicts, and some of them even committed suicide. But I get it, John. Sometimes you just don't have the funds, or maybe your morality doesn't extend there. But believe me, you will think about this later, and the price would have gone up.
What am I trying to outlive? Like am I trying to outlive mortality? Like 200 years, 300 years? How long do I want to stay alive? How long do I want to live for?
John,
50, John,
let me tell you. For all of human history, we've been trying to unlock the keys to immortality.
Here on
Biodenics.
Biodenics.
Here at Biodenics, we will unlock the fountain of youth. We're not saying you're going to live forever, because nobody wants to be immortal. Who wants to live forever? But wouldn't you want to live to about 120, 130, see your grandkids fucking become successful, and all of this, John, listen to this, with a perfect body, not fucking dying with a fucking cardiac method. No, I'm talking about you're going to be fine, sharp on the brain. You're going to be able to throw them slingers, when somebody in the wedding does a little joke, oh, shit the fuck up, you little kid. I was fucking when you weren't even born, some shit like that. You have that attitude.
Do I get a new brain every 100,000 miles or something? What's going on?
I mean, hey, I'll be honest with you here, John. I'll be honest with you. If you ask me about the technology, I'll be honest with you. I don't know it myself, but I don't need to know it. You know what I do know? Those are the finest scientists in the whole of the world. We got them. We got them. You know how I know I got them?
Last week.
So when they tell me that they have it figured out and how to make this work, yeah, I believe them. You know why I believe them? Because I have my own little clone. I have 3 clones of myself ready for anything. I do gotta say,
our CEO's 300 years old.
I think opportunity is knocking, and I have to go answer it.
All right. Oh, you got the insurance guy there? Okay, so what about you, Adrian? Would you want to have a little clone? I mean, we do have a 2-for-1 package right now.
Right, but you got it right now. Call in.
Adrian. I'll be honest with you, I don't do this for everybody, but I do like you, and I see you have a few little kids here that look lovely. I'll be willing to go for the 2-for-1, but we do gotta log this in, because if my manager finds out I'm doing this.
And if you book right now, I could clone your kids too. We're still in the trial phase.
Still trial phase.
To the top of the list.
I do gotta disclose here off the record. The legality behind kid cloning is not there yet, and because of that, we kind of have a little loophole here where we can get grandfather in. So I'm just telling you here, Adrian, if you sign up for this today, I'll get the whole family cloned. I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
I might just lose my job. I don't care.
I don't even care anymore, Adrian. I get the whole family. I like you guys. I come in here, you guys receive me some with a red pass and shit. I'm like, what is this? No, I just, I don't even care about making money on this anymore. I just want you all to get cloned.
We need more of these people in this world.
We need more. I feel like that's like the piece of shit Miami salesman, like going out there like this,
Yeah, just thinking of Leonardo DiCaprio and Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
Just shh. Right now, I am offering you. Yeah, dude. I guess it all depends on if the clone has a conscience or not. Like, if it's just organs that I can go get 3D printed, then yeah, that's fine. But if it's a whole human, I don't know, man. That's weird.
What if it's like a pig?
That's just housing my organs.
Yeah. But they make it even nice.
Yeah.
Like when you do end up harvesting your organs, whatever's left of the little thing, they do package it up and like cut it in pieces. You can barbecue that later with your family members and sort of honor the life of Oinky, whatever name you gave it when you.
For only $100, sign me up.
For only $100, we'll get the whole family pigs. Adrian, right now we got a new technology that's with pigs. It's $50 a month. I'll get the whole family inside a pig right now.
Pick a body part for each person in the family, put inside the pig. You can even raise the pig in your backyard.
You tell me like this. I'll be honest, you can even raise this little fucker yourself. I do gotta disclose, I prefer if you leave it in the facilities. It's just easier for you. But if you want, you can feed the little fucker in your patio. I'll bring him right now.
Yeah. So it all depends.
Can I get a rescue?
Rescue.
Somebody that ordered one, but then like they're like, oh, we don't want any more. You can have it. Like so, like I keep them. Like
I mean, you could. It's just like the compatibility is not gonna be there 100%. Like if I get your clone and I get whatever kidney, it might not even be right for me. It might and vice versa. We're built different. That's why you clone the little fuck. But we're talking about maybe putting it in a pig. This way you take out the morality of like a human with a consciousness. I guess the vegans will be annoying. The vegans will be like,
and move, right?
The clones, I mean
they exist.
We'll give them an hour of physical activity, but after that, get into fucking
like, what if there's a black market and then you make an army of these things?
Well, I think that's a movie, right? Isn't that Terminator?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
It opens up a whole can of worms.
All right. Well, it sounds good. I think that the questions that they have brought in have been great. For the people listening, if you also want us to answer some of your questions, leave it on the fucking comment section and we'll put it here and we'll answer it. I guarantee that. So let us know if you have any questions for the Broski Doodles. We'll be happy to answer. And once again, Adrian, DJ, thank you for your lovely addition to these questions. And again, these were questions that were sent in by listeners. It wasn't that I made them, so people might think like, oh, you fucking like yeah. No, these were people that like us, that listen to us, and yeah. So you could also be part of the Broski Doodles metaverse. Multiverse is a new thing now. I think it's like a Marvel movie. I don't even know anymore. I'm trying to write a verse.
just one verse.
One verse. All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining again. Subscribe to the thing, share it, leave your comments. Love you. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.